All right, so we have something pretty exciting. So I got a call from a seller yesterday, and he has his home on the market for over 400 days. And coincidentally, I sold his neighbor's house right around the corner. And he essentially called me and said, "Hey, Bryce, how did you get this home sold and what did you do different?" So we're taking over the listing, and I thought this would be a great experiment to show you a video start to finish of hopefully me selling it at the end. But I want to show you my first impressions of it. I want to give you an update along the way, and I want to show you hopefully the difference hiring the right agent can make. So I want to quickly drive down to this new listing. I'm going to show you it and then give you some updates along the way. All right, so here we are. We're at my new listing. This is 6 Lago Tercino, and got the keys. I have a little bit of a head start on you guys. In the photos of the last agent, I know that it is now vacant, so it's going to look very different than what it was when it was last listed. But let's go inside, let's take a look, and we'll talk about some of the things I'm going to be doing. Okay, we finally got the door open. So first impressions, it's empty. And like I said, the photos showed that it was fully furnished before. So, I mean, could you imagine coming into a house that you thought was fully furnished and nothing's being here? It smells stale. I'm guessing the agent didn't come check on the house very often, but something we can take care of. We'll let it air out today. We'll get the photos taken, and then we'll add some air fresheners. The other thing I wanted to mention is coming outside, the view. This view, any view in Vegas is desirable. This view wasn't even pictured until about picture number 30. So that's one of those little tiny things that we're gonna make the adjustment on that I think is gonna really pay off, because your first 3 photos are really what matters when it comes to taking on a new listing and stopping the scroll of other people. Okay, so we're back inside. So really I've identified probably 2 to 3 things will change here. I'm actually not going to change the price, believe it or not. So number 1, we really got to showcase this view. So I want it to be the first thing people see. It's gonna be one of the top 3 photos. Also, we're on nearly a quarter acre. I think maybe it's a hair over a quarter acre. We really need to showcase that as well. And the photos need to represent what it actually is. So we're going to retake the photos, even though it's vacant. I want people to know that it's vacant and come into it like that. So quickly, I want to give you a tour around the property, show you what it looks like now. And then the next time you see me, it'll be in 2 weeks. I'll give you kind of an update after we launch the property and see how we're doing from there. Okay, so we are back in the office. It's been 14 days since we launched it. Taking over a new listing with being on the market for over a year, no small feat. So 14 days in, compared to before they had 15 showings and no offers, we've actually managed 4 qualified showings, and of those we got 1 offer. So the 1 offer did not end up working out. There were, price, everything was great, closing was great. It was just contingencies in there. Just couldn't make it work on that, but nevertheless, it's also the slow time of year. We're around the holidays. It's the slowest months of the year. So I think 4 showings on a property that's been on the market this long is really good, actually. With that, what we did is I went ahead and I reconfigured all the photos. So the first 3 photos are really the showstoppers. It's the best parts of the house. It's the lot, it's the view, it's the kitchen, it's the bathroom. The stuff that you would want to see if you were just scrolling through Zillow or something like that. So what we also did is, we have like 100 photos of the house when my photographer comes through. I really picked this, the photos that tell the story. I don't want to just put 90 photos up there. I put in the photos that were right to tell the story. So we did that. That's been promising as well. And then the thing that I think is really going to maybe make the difference here is I really updated the description. So, I mean, this home has 2 lots technically, where it's just like a little extension on the back. That wasn't even mentioned before. So, what I do when I take on a new listing is I really put myself in the seat of the person that will likely buy this house, and I just write a description of what would they be interested in. So I really like to tell the story of what the home has to offer without just putting in, generic words that everybody uses. So that's what we've really done now. I think 4 showings and 1 offer is really strong since they got no offers in over a year before. I'm looking at my notes here. If there's anything else, I think it's really just we're telling the right story. So less than 2 weeks, or at 2 weeks is what we're at now. I think we've had a lot of momentum. I hope that we can continue this up. We're in the slow part of the year, but who knows, maybe before Christmas or something like that, we can actually get an offer in on this place that can go through. The next footage you see will hopefully be the home selling. We'll have to see how much time passes between now and then. But like I said, 14 days in, we're getting some good progress in this slow part of the year, but we'll see how it goes from here. Welcome back. So we're now here. It's the beginning of January, and it's actually going to be closing day. So what ended up happening is we put it on the market, and after only 21 days, we got a great offer. So we ended up with 2 offers total on the property, took the second one, and we actually didn't even go back and forth with them a lot because what they actually really liked about the house is they really liked the larger lot. They loved this backyard. They loved the privacy it gave them. They bought it without even looking at the house. So, I mean, if that doesn't speak to the angles that we were talking about in regards to positioning it for the view, for the lot, those are things they bought it for without seeing it because they didn't want it to get away. So here we are on closing day. It went from another agent with 400 days on the market to now just 21 days to get it sold. Really, as you can tell by this process, it wasn't one silver bullet that fixed everything with this property. It was 100 golden BBs. So it's just approaching it from a different way, getting it done the right way. And then, I mean, the only other thing I'll say is I really screened every buyer that did see this. And I really took the time to speak to everybody before they looked at this home. So I really had a good understanding of everything. But if you're considering selling your house, you're in Las Vegas, or maybe you're somewhere else and you just want to pick my brain a little bit on maybe how you can get the similar results, all my information's below. Feel free to reach out anytime, and I hope to hear from you soon.